Welcome back to another episode of the Set at Home Mom, and let's talk about homeschooling versus school at home during a quarantine. So this is kind of like the coolest, not the greatest circumstances, but this is so cool that pretty much every child nationwide is experiencing what it's like to do school at home. I'm not going to say it's really homeschooling technically, because homeschooling is something you plan to do where the parent is already prepared. They know what they're going to do, what they're going to teach, and what their goals are for their kiddo, right? And in this case, we've got people that are suddenly just thrown into last minute, no preparations. Here's your kid at home. You still got to work, but you got to kind of educate your kid. Now, in most districts, especially in where I am in Texas, since internet is being offered for free by or low price for several companies out here, teachers are required to create online lesson plans for their students. So kids are expected to do things online, and schools have been providing some kind of either checked out a laptop or iPad or something for kids to use in order to complete their lessons, and teachers have to be available to their students for certain times of the day. But kids are still doing state-approved curriculum to some degree. Now, what's been great is then teachers, because they're not having to do the STAR test, which is the Texas version of standardized testing, teachers kind of get a free-for-all, and to some extent a free-for-all, and they're kind of really seem to be enjoying that they can now have this freedom again to do what they need to do. And I think one of the coolest things about what's kind of come about is that it didn't take any government official to tell these teachers and administrators how they need to teach their kids or specific guidelines. Like, the teachers just got it. The schools at the local level just kind of got it together and be like, this is what we need to do, this is what we're going to do, let's work as a team and get it done. And I think that shows kind of the whole reason why we don't need a huge bureaucratic government education system at all, because it would have probably taken weeks for something to get done versus at the local level people just getting it done. And I think that's great. Now, for homeschoolers, we're not experiencing our normal homeschooling either. This is someone used the word, this is quarantine schooling, because we're not out and about like we normally are. There's no Mondays, is our nature school day, that's canceled. Tuesdays, classical conversation, that's canceled. Wednesday is our day to go to the library, that's canceled. I can't even get all the books that I need for really our curriculum, so I'm just gonna, we're just gonna miss out on a few things here or there. And I spent a little extra ordering a little bit more books online. And then Thursdays, we kind of had joined a second co-op. That's been canceled. And then Friday was kind of like our free day, grocery pickup day, or maybe we were spending the day with grandparents. So for us, this is not normal homeschooling for us. One blessing is that because we are home, we are able to get through all of our lessons every single day, and we have enough time to do it, and it's been consistent that we can get through all of our lessons. So that's kind of been nice, but it's not normal for us. And the thing is like, is this assuming the idea that this is how homeschoolers really do school, that they just get on their computer and they just do these lessons? And it's not. There's preparation that goes into it. There's all the activities that homeschoolers do, because homeschoolers do not sit home every day all day doing school. And you see kind of all these parents creating these calendars and charts and schedules and routines that they're going to do all this with their kid, and they're going to do PE with their kid and art, and it's like, I don't do PE with my kids. Like, go outside and play. Recess is 2 hours long. Go outside and play, and that's your PE for the day. I just don't like messing with arts and crafts, so a lot of people keep sharing like all these like cute arts and crafts you can do with your kid at home, and I'm kind of like, that's just a big old mess that I don't really want to clean up right now. So if you're watching this and if you made it this far, my advice to you is, if you are an accidental homeschooler finding yourself schooling during the quarantine, just please know that homeschoolers do not spend 6 hours a day educating our children in the traditional manner. And I think you're finding that it doesn't take long to get lessons done. And teachers are giving students a lot less work than they would normally do because it's not a normal circumstances. And don't worry about your kid being behind. I don't think they're going to get behind. You have the beautiful opportunity to try to actually educate your kids yourself and see that there is some beauty behind homeschooling. You know, they can do that minimum that the teacher's requiring, and hopefully that teacher's not requiring to have to do more than an hour a day, and if so, then that's kind of insane at this point. But the best thing that you can do is to read to your kids. Read to them for 20 minutes a day, and then just let them narrate back to you, meaning just let them tell you about what they heard you read to them. There is no right or wrong answers, even if they say something that's like way off. Like, don't feel like you have to correct it. Don't ask them more questions. Just let them say and make it their own. And then, you know, maybe the next day when you're going to read again, you can just recap, and you can maybe, like, what they might have gotten wrong, you can readdress that or whatever. You know, make it to spend this opportunity just getting them to do skills. You know, we complain that, you know, schools don't teach kids life skills. They teach them how to cook, how to sew a button, how to do taxes, you know, all this stuff. Okay, well, you're home with your kid, you're in control of their education, so you do it. If you have older kids, let them pursue their interest. You know, you don't have to let them play video games all day unless that's what you want to do, but let them choose what they want to do, what they want to have an interest in. Get online, see what you can find for them to watch, lectures, all sorts of things. There's just so much available out on the internet, and unfortunately you can't go out so much to do stuff. So anyway, this video is probably longer than I intended it to be. Drop me a comment on the things that you were doing while you were doing quarantine schooling, and hopefully things will be back to normal real soon.